Welcome along to Match of the Round action here at McCredie Park. Normally we would be picking and calling the Match of the Round in the girls competition, first up on a Saturday afternoon. And due to a cancellation or a forfeit in the under-17 girls gold, we're now here at McCredie Park calling the under-14 boys Div 1 Tier A. So we're going to see the Hills Bulls take on Guildford. The last time these two teams played, they played out an 18-all draw. Now, this Match of the Round is brought to you by Fratelli & Co, celebrating Italian tradition where the table is the heart of the home. Just like rugby league, they are all about bringing people together to share special moments. So Guildford, top of the table. And the Bulls sit second. I mentioned that 18-all draw back in round 5, and on that occasion it was Guildford missing a couple of players, but still they do have a full team today. A couple of their big guns back to play this afternoon. So here come the Owls, the home team. And a couple of really big players in the under-14 Div 1. And the locals are getting loud already. Just in front of the camera. So Guildford are about to run left to right.
Moe, if you win, Krispy Kreme donuts marked out.
We're going to see Sharav Narayan kick off. In fact, now he's throwing the ball across to Jardy. Kamui is going to get us underway. The referee blows time on in our Match of the Round. 25 minutes each way, and the Hills will get first use of the football. And it's big TJ Tupou with the first touch of the football for the Bulls, and he's outside the 20 on tackle number 1. Rocky Ahio up to the 30 on tackle number 2. Solid start. No mistakes made by the Bulls in the early stages. Now, strong hit up that time by Martin. So they come back towards the centre. Looked to get Ahio involved early again, but he wasn't able to get the football. A couple of passes off the ruck this time. But strong swarming defence from Guildford, not allowing the Bulls to get on the attack early. Kick over the top on last tackle. And the ball goes down to Katoa. And he can run. Look at him go. He gets to the outside. He's beaten them. He's coming across to the covering tackle. Beats that too. And Katoa will go coast to coast and open up the scoring. Fui Katoa. So the Bulls might learn a bit of a lesson out of that one. They're not going to kick to the open side of the field and give Katoa the sideline to work with, because he sliced and diced the Hills defence. And after a minute and a half, it is Guildford 4 with a kick to come, leading the Bulls 0. Try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. So it looks like Katoa is going to go and have the conversion. Hills would have been happy with their first set. They didn't do a lot wrong. Got the kick away. Just kicked it to the wrong person. So the left footer, leading point scorer in the comp. Big future in front of him. Katoa moves in. adds the extras. So 6-0 after just 2.5 minutes here in a match of the round action. Under 14 Div 1 Tier A. First playing second, and then of course the boys match of the round at 5 tonight. Here as Mounties taking on Guildford. So the ball comes back to the centre, and Bernie Irvine is going to get us underway. No, he's put the ball on the tee for Waru, who gets the ball down deep, and that ball is going to bounce in goal and doesn't go dead. Bounce of the ball saves the Owls. And now they have to work it out deep from their own territory. So getting up towards the 20 on tackle number 2. Trying to get Sasifa involved in the early stages, and here he goes and gets the ball away. A couple of second phase passes. Philly Lava tackled with the football out on the 30. And again, they're going to go wide. Here's Katoa. Looks to put the ball on the toe, decides to hang on to it, bumps off 3 or 4, gets it out to Ikamui, and he's got some support off his shoulder. So again, they're starting to cut this Bulls defence apart. The ball goes to Ikamui. He's going to kick back towards that left-hand side of the field where Katoa is playing. It's been caught by Mikulev. He's able to defuse the situation, and now the Bulls have got to get behind the football and work it out from their own end. They're inside their 10 on tackle number 1. No Yanni Lewis for the Bulls this afternoon, and young Levi Donovan playing up a year. Member of the under 13 Div 1 team. He's taking place in the Bulls this afternoon, so good luck to Levi. I picked up a penalty. So they're going to get some of their big boys to run it out. Here's a Hio. And he bumps his way to the 25. And this time it goes to Waru. He's up towards the 40 when he gets to these feet. They're going to go short side. Irvine's got some support. Ball goes out to Rizzo. And Rizzo tackled just short of halfway. Slow play the ball. Hawaii in at acting half. Gets it to Irvine. Gets a Hio underneath. And Rocky's up over halfway, but they're starting to burn through a few of these tackles. Hawaii in a dummy half. Gets it to Irvine. Puts the ball on the toe. They're going to kick away from Katoa. That's probably a smart option. And Zeta back there. And he picks it up. And here goes Ethan. Straight into the oncoming defence. And he's brought to ground on the 10. Yasia going into acting half. Not too many of the big boys are back just yet, as Maroon goes for a dash at the defensive line, and he gets up just short of the 20. Ikamui this time. And he's got a few of the defensive players just a little bit scared with Katoa on that left-hand side. They're going to go there now. Here's Zeta. Finds Katoa. Beats 1, beats 2. Too fast for 3, beats 4. And 3 of them come across and bring him to ground into touch. Well, they showed him the sideline that time, Katoa, and they were able to use it as an extra defender. And the Bulls are going to get this ball back. They trail 6-0 with 18.5 minutes still to go in the first half. So that's better. You'd have to think Coach Dan Irvine would be happy with that. So they play it. And taking it up is Martin. He's tackled right on the halfway here at McCredie. Ball goes to Irvine. Long ball. And some really strong defence. No way through there. They're going to go back to the right. Here's a Hio. And he's getting up towards the 40. So they're into Owls territory. Hawaii gives it to Irvine. Back on the inside. They find Daniel. He's tackled inside the 40. So again, just trying to bring these runners back underneath. Second phase coming through the hands. They get it out to Tupou. And TJ's up inside the 30, but it's on last. Hawaii will look for Irvine, who puts the ball in the air. A couple of chasers coming through, including Waru, but the ball's been picked up by Zeta. He beats one. Comes to the second wave, and they catch him and push him back towards the goal line. And again, these big Owls players need to get behind the football as Maroon goes for a run. And he's up towards, or past the 10 in fact, when he's brought to ground. Finding to get to his feet. And they find big Sasifa. He can be damaging when he winds up. They come back towards the centre. Again, there's not, in the middle of the field, there's not too much room to move for the Owls. Ball goes out to Ikamui. He's got some numbers. Gives it to Zeta. And he's brought to ground. 15 short of halfway on last. The Bulls, they've done well. Ikamui gets the ball, kicks over the top. The ball's going to bounce away from Mikulev. He goes back to pick it up, Braxton, and comes to the defensive line. They're going to set up in a nice position. He's getting to the 40. And they tackle him. Centre field. Hawaii finds a runner. And Rolf. 5 metres short of halfway when they bring him to ground. A couple of passes out to Rizzo. The winger going looking for work. He's in the land of the Giants and he has been wrestled to the ground, and the referee's going to say strip.
But you don't do that to Maui outside back.
Tyler Rizzo gets the penalty for his team. Irvine, big boot. And he's going to set his side up inside the 40. In fact, just 35 metres out. As Cruz is going to take the tap. A couple of passes off the ruck is TJ Tupou. TJ up towards the 30. They'll go to the right. Irvine takes it all the way to the line before giving it to Smithers. And Smithers is tackled just short of the 20. Hawaii going for a run. No markers at home. He's still going. Sasifa all over the top. Won't let him get past the 10. Still a couple of tackles left in this set. Irvine barking instructions at the acting half. The ball goes to Irvine. He's got Ahio off his shoulder. Ahio. Player slips over and Rocky gets very, very close. Hawaii gives the ball away. He's got some support. This is Donovan. And in fact, no, it might be Clegg in the 14. Levi's in the 11. So Clegg has been brought to ground. And that will be the end of the set. So, ball goes back to Guildford. Speaking with David Zeta this morning in the lead up to this game, he did think with his full team on deck that they would take a bit of beating today, despite that 18-all draw when they last played. So, just organising this scrum. You'd have to think they'll go the way of Katoa. He's on the left-hand side of the scrum. And that's where they're going to go. Ikamui gives it to Katoa, who dummies. But there's two players making sure that he can't go any further. Ball goes to Maroon. Up towards the 20, and they get him to ground. Going for a scamper from acting half is Stewart. And Stewart pinches 10 metres. Ikamui gets it out to Sasifa, finds Nu. And Finney is up onto the 30. Going to get a high shot. So a chance for Guildford to go onto the attack. Jardy with the ball. Look to put his side on halfway or a little bit further. Young Bernie Irvine just over on the sideline to make sure they get all the way. No? Well, what's the touch judge going to rule? Touch judge is going to say the ball found touch. His feet were on the line. And Bernie had a little bit to say to the touchy. So, Yasir will play it. Stewart in at acting half. The referee gives the all clear to get going again. And this is Assad. Ibn Muhammad putting his hand up for some work. Stewart gets the ball out to Maroon. He steps off that left foot, trying to find a way through the Bulls' defence, but can't. He's brought to ground. Stewart this time. He'll go to the left again. Sasifa. Off his shoulder, he had Mutlu, and he's put the ball down. So, chance now for the Bulls as they get the ball out to Rolfe. And Lachlan can't get past the 40 when he's tackled. I'll head back towards the centre. And Smithers tackled 8 metres short of halfway. Ahio's got some support this time. They get the ball out to Dan. Blake's tackled just short of halfway. Trying to get to his feet. They're going to go short side. Irvine's got the numbers out here. Ball gets out to Kassab. And he's tackled inside Owls territory. Here's Rocky. And Ahio muscling his way up past the 40. Last tackle. Where's Irvine? He's calling for the football. That's where Harway goes. He runs at the line. Now he gets himself in a bit of trouble. He gets back onto that right foot, puts it over the top. But this is where they don't want to be going, because this is where Katoa is. And he's got speed. He beats one. Comes to the second line. There's Irvine, who put the kick through, going in to help his defenders make that tackle. And they bring him down outside the 20. That's probably not a bad effort, as now Maroon goes for a run. And he's up past the 30. Going to try and just go through the middle. And this is Diab getting up to the 40. Sasifa with the ball. He's happy to throw the ball along the back line. And they get it out to Assad. And he's bent backwards. Brought down before halfway. Stewart gets the ball out to Ikamui. He's got some support on the outside in Zeta. And Ethan takes the tackle. And they force him back. Good tackle by Rizzo. Last tackle. So it was a early shot across the bow when they scored. But since then, it's been a pretty good game of football. As the ball bounces down, it's picked up by McKee, and he's knocked it on. They've done everything right, the Bulls. Going set for set with the table toppers, and what looked a pretty simple kick has become a handful, and all of a sudden, the Owls will set up shop inside the 20. Less than 10 to go in this first half. It's still 6-0 in favour of Guildford over the Bulls. Sasifa's going to feed this scrum. Ikamui's on the right. Katoa is on the left. Just sending Yassir out there. Outside Katoa. And they've got Zeta out here on the right. They're going to go to the left. Ball goes out to Katoa. But he is met by two. And it falls to the ground. Oh, great pickup by Stewart, trying to pinch 4 points. And he's tackled just short of the line. Sasifa gets into acting half. Biggest acting half you'll see. Gets it out to Ikamui. Down on one knee to pick it up. Bounces back to his feet. Gets the ball out. And trying to wrestle his way over the line is Philly Lava, who is tackled. Stewart gets the ball out to Sasifa. But there's 3 defenders in there, led by Ahio, making sure there's no 4 points on offer for the Owls. They go to Ikamui. They're starting to burn through some tackles. Ball goes out to Noose. Got some support. Long ball out to Maroon. He's everywhere. Dances off the left foot over in the corner. And Charbel Maroon has stretched that 6-point lead to 10. As we start to tick down inside the final 9 minutes of this first half. So they just attracted some defenders. They sucked them all in on that left-hand side of the attacking side of the field for the Owls, and then it was a simple case, get the ball out to the right wing. And Maroon, who's been everywhere, is able to score and make it 10-0 with a kick to come. That try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. Here's Fui. These are under 14 kids. He'd look at home in an age group a couple of years older, you'd think, this young bloke. And Fui being the left footer. The way he struck that last one, he wouldn't rule him out from kicking this. Move in and strike it. They lead by 10. It's going to slide across. And that is waved away. So, 6.5 minutes to go in the first half here in this under-14 Div 1 Tier A top of the table clash between Guildford and the Bulls. It is Guildford 10 leading the Bulls 0. Did really become an arm wrestle in the middle stages of that first half after Guildford opened the scoring early. And just a mistake. The one mistake has opened the Bulls up. We're back underway as Waru gets the ball off the tee, and that ball's been knocked on. So a chance now for the Bulls to pick it up and run into this defensive line. Zappala taking the first hit up as Ahio now gets up towards the 20. He's done a lot of work in the first half as they go to the right-hand side. And they're just trying to bring a player underneath. So Harwhite into acting half. Ball goes to Irvine. He's been crafty this afternoon. Oh. Yasia has absolutely lined him up and nailed him. Irvine again. He's got Rizzo on his outside. He's lost his footing. Yasia is able to keep his arm away from Irvine's head as the ball goes to Wahio. He puts his hand up for his second hit up of the set, and they tackle him inside the 10. It's last tackle. Irvine, where is he? He stays out of this one as the ball is kicked by Zappala, and in the end it just bounces straight into the Owls. They're able to dive on it, and they withstand that. Try scorer Maroon this time with the ball. They get the ball out wider, and that's Philly Lava taking up another 8 or 9 metres. New, he's over the 30, getting towards that 40. Stewart, good run from the dummy half, gets up towards halfway. That's last tackle. Slower play the ball this time. Ball goes to Ikamui. Ball over the top. Big kick on him. Getting back underneath it is Mikolev, who picks it up this time, looking to get his outside players involved early on this kick return. And Waru is tackled on the 30. Rizzo will go for a scamper. He likes his chances. 2 on 1, but they nail him and they push him back. Short of the 40 on tackle number 2. Irvine gets the ball out again to Waru, who's getting involved in this set of 6. Hawaii. A couple of passes off the ruck. They find Dan. Clegg's into Owls territory. They're able to spin him around and slow this play the ball down as the ball goes out to Rocky. And not this time. Ahio, he's met by 3 Owls and there's no way through there. Hawaii gives it to Irvine. He kicks over the top. Chasing through very hard is Donovan, but the ball's gone out on the full. So we're going to see the Owls get the ball back with 3 minutes to go. They lead by 10. And Stewart just barking a few orders to his team. Finnair is going to play it. Stewart gives it to Maroon. And he's up towards the 40. No, back to his feet. Thought he might have been hurt. They're going to come back towards the middle. That's Yasia. He's still short of the 40 on tackle number 2. They're going to go back towards the middle. Long, use this back line. Here's Zeta. They're up on him quickly. He wasn't given any time to feed his outside men. They go to Ikamui, who comes back towards the centre. Oh, Rocky Ahio is going to be penalised. Now, it was unfortunate because Ikamui was falling and Rocky's come over the top and just collected him high. But Jardy straight to his feet. And they're just going to take the tap. So, first up, it's Muklu. Now Stewart picking up 8 and 9 metres every time he goes. Here's Sasifa. Irvine around his legs, but Sasifa through the first line of defence. Comes to Ahio and one other and can't go any further. So they'll go to the left. Stewart, he's got Ikamui, and underneath, that's Philly Lava. And he's tackled inside the 20. They come back towards the centre. Here's Jardy off the right and left. He's trying to crash over. He's brought to ground right on the goal line. Stewart trying to burrow through from acting half, and they're going to say no. It's changeover. Ikamui took them on. Quick play the ball. Stewart tried to barge his way over, but the defence were awake to that. So a couple of the big boys are going to get in and do the work. Waru first up. Now, this is Hawaii going from acting half, and he's coughed it up. Might have coughed one across the top of the head too when he was falling to ground. Which way will they go? They got Katoa out on that left. Ikamui, he's come to the right. Zeta is off his shoulder, and they get the ball out even wider. Going for a run is Assad, and he's brought to ground. Stewart, long ball. Ikamui dances, goes through, scores. He's just able to slice and dice. He's been rewarded, Jardy, after being very effective in this first half, and that is a bit of a coach killer, that try, because it's right on half-time. 14-0 with a kick to come in favour of Guildford. That try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. There goes the half-time siren. Oh, a couple of bad errors have just cost the Bulls at the wrong time. A mistake from a kick. It was an innocuous kick too, not an attacking one. And then young Cruz Hawaii trying to do some heavy lifting for his forwards, and unfortunately put the ball down and gave the Owls some great field position in the last minute of the first half. So, Fui Katoa. He'll kick this to next week. Massive leg on him. Tries to curl that one in and does it nicely. And it is 16 points to 0 at half time in favour of Guildford over the Hills Bulls. 3 tries to 0. Tries to Fui Katoa, Charbel Maroon and also Jardy Ikamui. It's been 2 from 3 for Katoa with the boot. Hills yet to open the scoring, or their side of the scoreboard. This match of the round is brought to you by Fratelli & Co, celebrating Italian tradition where the table is the heart of the home. Just like rugby league, they are all about bringing people together to share special moments. Second half action in our under-14 Div 1 Tier A game here at McCredie Park coming up in just a moment. So back for second half action in our match of the round. And this match of the round brought to you by Fratelli & Co, celebrating Italian tradition where the table is the heart of the home. Just like rugby league, they are all about bringing people together to share special moments. This is under 14 Div 1 Tier A. Guildford taking on the Bulls. And it is 16-0 in favour of Guildford at the break. Don't forget, match of the round in the boys kicking off at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Mounties taking on Guildford here at McCredie. Lewis Shepherd with all that action coming up in a couple of hours' time. So young Bernie Irvine looks for a football. And the ball deep down in ours territory. So I'll get it back to Bernie. Bernie won't do the kicking. He just puts it on the tee for the big man, Ethan Waru, and he drills the ball down towards the opposition goal line, and it's picked up by Stewart. And Stewart met by 3 defenders and dragged back towards the goal line on tackle number 1. Maroon looking for one of his big forwards to get involved, and this is Assad. Tackled just outside the 10. Again, Maroon getting in there to play acting half. Charbel playing that number 9 role. He goes to Sifa. He can't go too much further as he's tackled just short of the 30. Ikamui, he's got support on the outside in Philly Lava. Celesi knocked over and gets the ball away. Here goes Maroon. And he's tackled just short of the 40 on last. Katoa gives the ball back to Ikamui, who drills the ball down deep. Nice bounce straight into the face of Braxton Mikulev, who picks it up and comes back at the defensive line, trying to run around them. And he's tackled on the 40, but the ref's going to say hi. So young Mikulev copped one in the face from the ball as it bounced, and then copped a high shot from the defensive line as well on his way through. Irvine finds touch 10 metres into ours territory. Rizzo over there. Is it to Harwai? And he will take the tap. And they give it out to Clegg. That's a good run as he runs it over the 30 on tackle number 1. Come back towards the middle and gives it to Waru. And he's tackled inside the 20, but they have given themselves a lot of room on this right-hand side of the football. Here's Ahio. And Ahio is tackled, gets to his feet quickly to play it. Harwai goes back to the left, still going, beats the first tackle, but can't beat the second. Gets the ball away to Irvine. Irvine trying to dive over, and he has been caught just short. Harwai, they'll go back. They kick over the top. One-on-one, Yasia trying to get across to make the tackle. The ball's thrown back on the inside. They get it back out. And the tackle is made on Martin. It's a last tackle. They go back towards the centre. Kick over the top from Zappala. Chasers coming through. Ball gets knocked over to the Owls, and the Owls trying to get it some second phase going, but the tackle, it's an ankle tap, but it was good enough. And they'll start the set 10 metres out. This is Newt. And he's tackled short of the 20 on tackle number 2. And trying to get something going. This Owl side, they have been camped in their own end for most of this second half. Ikamui gets the ball out. This is Philly Lava, and he's tackled on the 30. Not too much expanse being shown by the Guildford. I guess when you lead 16-0, you don't have to. As Ikamui says, give me the ball, let's get down deep into Bulls territory. Mikulev tries to get it on the full. It bounces through his hands. He picks it up, and away he goes. Beats one tackle. Decides to go to ground just short of halfway, so he's given his side a good place to start. Rizzo goes for a run. That's Tyler Rizzo, and he's up over halfway on tackle number 2. Give it to Dan, and Daniel will run straight into the defence, crashes his way over the 40 and gets to his feet quickly. Irvine gets the ball out and finds Kassab. And Lockie tackled. Not too much ground made on that attempt. Irvine goes to short side. Tackle is made on Clegg again. Ball goes up to Irvine. He's going to stay the short side. Kick goes over the top. But the ball has been well fielded. And they're going to... Oh, it's been dropped. So a chance now. This is the opening that the Bulls needed. They trail by 16. There's 20 minutes to go in this game. And this is their best field position of the second half. Full set of 6. So, Jake McKee out here on this right edge. Lachlan Rolfe inside him. Big Hayden Martin standing out. 2 passes off the ruck. So, Irvine's going to feed it. I'll give it to Zappala. He overlooks Martin. And this is Mikulev. He beats 1 tackler. And finally succumbs 10 metres out. They'll go to the left. Irvine. Waru running at the defensive line. Ball in 2 hands. Looking to throw the pass away. Gets it across to Daniel Haig. And Clegg has scored. Well, Clegg was able to grab it, double back around, and then burrow underneath the defensive line. And they have responded in kind after half-time. They needed to. So Dan Clegg with the opening 4 points for the Bulls. I was having a chat to the Bulls before the game. I said, who's going to take the majority of the kicks? And they said, well, it depends where we score them. We sort of share it around depending on where the try is scored. But young Bernie Irvine, who's going to take the shot at goal? When you're trying to run down a 16-point deficit, you need to be going up in 6s. So 16-4 with a kick to come. The try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. Dan Clegg with the try. Good effort from Ethan Waru to set it up. It's been good this afternoon, young Bernie. Stabs at it and misses. 16 points to 4. The wind is starting to blow hard here. McCredie. The rain stayed away for a little bit. Lewis might not be so lucky at 5 o'clock when the boys' match of the round is played. Guildford and Mounties. Make sure you tune in for that one. All right. Jardy has brought us back to halfway. 16 points to 4 in favour of Guildford. They haven't had a lot of attack in this second half. They've had to do a lot of defending. Let's see if the Bulls can hold it for a set of 6 off the try. As Rocky Ahio crashes through the first line and then bumps into the second and still going, the big fella. And he's up outside the 30. Great way to start a Bulls set of 6. Hawaii gives it out to Waru, who had a very good assist in that first try for the Bulls, and he's up towards halfway when he's brought to ground. Hawaii looking for runners on the left-hand side again. They give it out, and a little bit of ball play from Martin. He's got a runner on his shoulder, and they're into ours territory. Zappala gives it to Waru, gives it to Ahio, and he's just going to have to succumb in that tackle because he doubled back around behind Ethan. So that's a wasted tackle. They go back to the left, and Irvine grabs it and kicks it and finds open spaces. Chasing through hard as McKee. Rolfe is also charging through as well. It's been picked up and trying to find some room. Stewart, there's no way through as they get the ball out to Katoa. He runs straight into the meat of the Hills defence, and he's brought to ground right on the 20. They'll go to the right again. Zeta crunched. It's where the two sides have swapped jerseys in this second half. As New takes the ball, Finney is up towards the 30. He's starting to burn through some tackles. There's Big Sasifa just short of the 40. They go out to Ikamui, who puts the ball up nice and high, gives his chasers plenty of time to get through. Micallef, he's been safe back there. A couple of balls have bounced away from him, but he's done a good job, and he takes that one on the full. And he's going to get his side back towards the 40 before he goes to ground. Harwai looking for a runner. And the ball goes out to Martin. And Hayden is picked up and driven back. Referee doesn't like to see the player lifted, and they've given away a penalty. 6-pointer here makes it interesting. There's still 15 minutes to go. 16 points to 4. Irvine tries to find touch and does so. And again, they're going to set up inside Owls territory. Well, David Zader did say to me about the Guildford Owls, he said, I don't know what I'm going to get every week. He said, sometimes I think we're going to win by 40 and something goes wrong. And then some weeks I think we're in for a tough game and we absolutely monster team. So he did think they were in for a pretty easy afternoon, but that might not be the case as Martin runs into the Owls defensive line. Trying to get to his feet to play the ball. Hawaii gives it to Ahio, and Ahio just runs straight and hard. He gets the ball away too. Ball bounces back. It's picked up by Martin. And Martin gets the bumpers up and bounces towards the 20. Well, Rocky's in a bit of trouble in back play. That's not good news for the Bulls. They find Waru, and he's running up over the 20. He's brought to ground. Now they are on that left side of the field. They've got a big line set to the right. Irvine went to the left, but they give it to Rizzo. And he's now in centre field. He's monstered by Philly Lava, who nearly throws him back to the 20. He'll get up and play the ball. Hawaii gives it to Irvine. Irvine, ball on the ground, but it's been picked up by Stewart. And Stewart's had his legs cut from underneath him. Good strong tackle by Kassab. Now, they've still got an issue with Rocky Ahio. So we're going to call time here. So there are a couple of the Hills players calling out to the referee once they'd lost the football. Now, Rocky was hurt after a hit up, that ball where the tackle where he got the ball away. At least he's back on his feet. I'm going to see a drop out. Rocky going to leave the field. He's still trying to suck in the big ones. He might do that on the other side of the white line, I think, as he heads towards the bench. All right, so it's going to be a line drop out. And they're going to go deep as a ball goes back for Zappala, and he's looking for Martin. And Hayden running on the angle, tracks 4 and 5 defenders. They're going to wrestle him to ground, but he's back inside the 20. He's got his side in a good starting position. They get the ball out to Zappala, who underneath finds Smithers. And Smithers has put the ball on the ground, and it's time for the Owls to go coast to coast. Look out. Here's Katoa. He's beaten one. He shoves another one away. He's got some support. Oh, throws it to Ikamui. Ref lets that go. That's Katoa causing trouble one-on-one. He's an absolute handful as Yasia, he decides to put his foot to the accelerator, and he's still going up towards the 30. But they've got some chances now as they give the ball out to Sasifa, and he's up towards the 20. They get into the ground. Maroon goes from acting half. He's already scored one try this afternoon, but he can't go much further. And he's tackled inside the 20. Sasifa, acting half, gets the ball out to Ikamui. He's got some support on the outside. This is Finne as Nu is tackled on the 10. Still a couple of tackles left in this set. They come back towards the middle. Sasifa got some support dummies, goes himself. He's just short. He's trying to reach out. Referee says short, but he's still got one tackle left. They come out, they give the ball out to Ikamui. Long backline set here, but it's bounced past Stewart. Katoa goes back and picks it up and runs back in the defensive line. Look out, bang through 1, 2, still going. Trying to get there. Katoa is held up. So Got to be burning through tackles. There's still, hang on, tackle 4. Ball goes to Ikamui. Got some support, goes himself, shows and goes and slices through and scores. Well, that's very similar to the way Jardy scored a try in the first half. They had numbers to the left. They had the numbers, the Bulls. They were manned up. But Jardy just able to slide through the defensive line. And it's try number 2 for Ikamui. 20 points to 4 with a kick to come. A try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. Ikamui has been very good. And Fui will line this up. Tough shot for the left footer. We've got 10 minutes to play. 20 points to 4. But just a situation where they had the numbers, the Bulls, and they were on the attack. They turned over possession and the Owls were able to take their opportunity, and Katoa beat one tackle, slid down the sideline, threw the ball back on the middle, through the middle. And from there they've set up shop inside the Bulls half. And now making the Bulls pay. 20 points to 4. Can Katoa add the extras? Fui. It's going to slide out to the left. 4 tries to 1. As the wind starts to howl here at McCredie. So people tuning in might be saying, normally there's a female match of the round on at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Yes, that is the case. The game was scheduled for under 17 girls gold, but unfortunately Cabramatta forfeited, and so it had to be a late change, just due to ground locations and the fact we had a 5 o'clock game here at McCredie for the boys. This is the 2 o'clock game of the afternoon, as the Owls, with a 16-point lead, try and get on the front foot. So they're going to work the ball through the middle. And they get a pass away. Maroon has to go back and clean it up. As Martin's in there to make the tackle. He's been busy in this second half. Been very good, Hayden Martin. As they head back towards the centre. Short ball. Sasifa putting one of his teammates under a bit of pressure, but that was well held. Ball goes out to Ikamui. Gets the ball out to Stewart. He's got some support out there on that right edge. Zeta is out there. They'll come back towards the middle. Bounces away from Stewart to New, and he's put the ball down. So, call is to dive on it, but it's now a chance for the Bulls. So, 20 points to 4. Less than 8 to play. There's Irvine. Gets the ball out to Martin. Oh no, he's thrown an intercept. Ahmed Yassir. He's quick. He doesn't have anyone chasing him. Salutes the sky and in under the red and yellow dot places the football, and all of a sudden it's 24-4. It'll be 26-4 in just a moment, and it's shut the gate. Well, just given young Hayden Martin a wrap, and they had a set play there in the back line from the base of the scrum, but Ahmed Yassir, I think he'd seen the playbook, and he was in there to snavel that pass. There was no one at home for the Bulls, and it's 24-4 with 6.5 to play. That try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. Well, Cartel misses this one. We'll call next week in shorts and t-shirt. It's very cold. He won't miss this young kid. So 26-4, 5 tries to 1. And the Bulls. Well, young Bernie Irvine, he's tried very hard this afternoon for the Bulls. Still barking at his players to get back to halfway, to get the ball back into play with 5 minutes to go. They asked a few questions of the Owls in the early stages of the second half. Sign of a good team. They copped it, responded, and now the Bulls have got the ball back from the kickoff as Hawaii picks it up. Irvine drilled it towards the sideline, and Zeta was able to bump it back, but it's been picked up by the Bulls as Clay goes for a run from acting half. They give the ball out to Tupou, and TJ's inside the 20. They've gone through 3 tackles already. Hawaii beats 1, shows it, gives it to Tupou. Tupou trying to get over the line, brought to ground just short. They've still got a couple of tackles left. Hawaii gets it to Irvine, gives it to Martin, and Martin is tackled right in the centre of the field. He's only 3 metres short of the line. They go back to the left. Irvine bounces off that left foot, trying to get through, but they've grabbed him and they drag him back. And he's tackled on last. So they'll go to the left. Zappala with the ball, pops it up, gives it to one of his attacking players in Smithers, but Smithers, a pretty benign end of the set. When Bernie was caught with the ball on tackle 5, forced Jake to run the play, and that was easy pickings for the Owls back on the inside as Muhammad Assad takes the first hit up for the Owls in this set of 6, and Diab with the second hit up. Ikamui's going to run his side down the short side. Not a lot of room down there. Come back towards the centre now. A couple of passes. Get it out to Stewart. And here goes Katoa. Katoa beats 1, beats Martin. He's got support on the outside. Yassir, let's see how fast he is. He's over the 40, 30, 20, 10. And it's try number 2 for Ahmed Yassir. Scored from the intercept. And Fui Katoa sets him up for his second try of the afternoon. His second try in 5 minutes. 30 points to 4 with a kick to come. It's all Guildford. Try brought to you by Omnia Business Solutions for all your accounting, bookkeeping, consulting and payroll needs. You could see the ball go to Fui Katoa, and Paul Hayden Martin was trying to come across in cover. Katoa pushed him away, and then Ahmed Yassir screaming for the ball from Katoa. Katoa did the right thing by his teammates, said, there you go. And slide over and grab try number 2. So 6 tries now for Guildford. 2 doubles. Ikamui grabbed 2 earlier in the game, and now Ahmed Yassir's got 2 as well. Katoa adds the extras. $32 points to 4. Scoreline starting to be a touch unfair. I think there's been 28 points between these two sides. When back underway. Irvine, he's crafty, but he doesn't get his side back to football on this occasion. All right, can they inflict some more pain? Ikamui gives it to Katoa. Katoa is brought to ground, but he gets the ball back to Maroon, and he runs into Rizzo. He's got some help there as well. And Irvine in there trying to make the tackle, trying to inspire his team. Irvine got in trouble for ripping the ball away. So, inside of minutes, 32 points to 4. 6 tries to 1. What have they got up their sleeve? Something special for us as the ball goes out to Assad. And he's been solid this afternoon in what he's been asked to do. Here's New. And he's up over halfway on tackle number 2. Less than 30 seconds left to play in this one. Sasifa dummies and goes himself, the big fella, and he rolls up over the 40. Still at that arm free, trying to get the ball away. Takes the tackle. Maroon gives the ball out to Ikamui. Ikamui, crafty, gives it out to Stewart. He gives it out to Katoa, who bumps off one. Can't bump off the second, but gets the ball back to Stewart. Stewart, they grab him from behind and they force him to ground on the 30. Not too long left, less than 10. The ball played to Maroon. Long ball out to Ikamui. He decides to put the ball up. There's chasers coming through. Yassir's looking for try number 3. If it bounces nicely, but it's going to bounce over the dead ball line. And the referee will say that is all. So, full time in our under 14 Div 1 Tier A game between Guildford and the Hills. It's a big win for the Owls, 32 points to 4, 6 tries to 1. The 6 tries to Guildford this afternoon, a double to Jadi Ikamui, and also 2 tries to Ahmed Yassir. Fui Katoa scored, and so too did Charbel Maroon. For the kicking this afternoon, Katoa kicked 4 goals from 6 attempts. 1 try for the Bulls. That was a try to Dan Clegg. They're the top 2 teams in our under 14 Div 1 Tier A, and they're going to be a very hard side to stop this year, Guildford, as they head towards the premiership. Don't forget, from 5 o'clock this afternoon, our match of the round in the boys. Mounties taking on Guildford here at McCredie from 5, and Lewis Shepherd will have all that action for you. Match of the round brought to you by Fratelli & Co, celebrating Italian tradition where the table is the heart of the home. Just like rugby league, they are all about bringing people together to share special moments. Catch you again next week.